Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a updated brow routine. I thought I'd go ahead and do an updated version because I have been doing my eyebrows a lot different than whenever I did them last year. So I wanted to go ahead and get this video up for you guys. Leave me in the comments down below if you have any questions on any of the products that I mentioned. And yeah, let's just go ahead and jump into the video. Okay, so these are my brows and they are not filled in whatsoever. And I started doing them just a little bit different than what I used to. I think last year when I did my brow routine, I was using the pomade from Anastasia. And now I like to use a pencil. I just like that more bushy, feathery look to them. I don't know. I'm going to show you how I do both. My left eyebrow can tend to be a little bit more difficult than my right. It just has like a weird shape to it. I've already trimmed my brows, and I also use those small face razors that you can get at the drugstore, Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, whatever you guys choose. They have like these little face razors, and I use it to trim on the top of my brow because I tend to get like a lot of hair that just comes down around that area, and if I just let it grow naturally and just fill in that part, my eyebrows can be extremely thick. So yeah, let's just go ahead and jump into it. I'm going to go ahead and start by brushing all the hairs up, and I'm using the Anastasia Brow Wiz. I mentioned in a video that I love this Brow Wiz, but I felt like I use it up really quickly. I absolutely love the Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil, but I just recently ran out of that one, so whenever Ulta was having their 21 Days of Beauty sale, I picked up 2 of the Anastasia ones just to see if, you know, I missed it, and I would still recommend the Benefit one, but this is what we're working with today. So I have the Brow Wiz, and it's in the shade Ebony because my hair is pretty dark, and I start right here and I draw a line all the way through, all the way to the end of my tail part of my brow, and I don't go fully all the way in. I brush that part, as you'll be able to see in the video. And I do have like a light hand towards the beginning, and then as I go further into the brow, I tend to press more on the pencil, and then it gets darker. Now once I draw that line, I just fill in more on the tail where I have sparse areas, and I don't like to go too high just because I just like doing it that way. And I just fill in on the mainly on the bottom part of my brow, and then go lighter strokes at the beginning of my brow. And once I start getting closer to where I had started, I just brush all the way in and go to the inner corner, and it just makes it look so much more natural and not as harsh. And then once you brush it out, you can see more or less where you need to fill in. My brows are pretty full as it is, so I don't have to do much to them. Usually I would just do the line and like go like that and just call it good, but whenever I want to go over the top on my brows and make them look snatched, I'll go ahead and I fill in the top. And I start right here because I like how these hairs are just randomly up like that. I don't know, that's personal preference. I like it. And I just do strokes on the top. And if you're worrying about like how this looks, like just blend it. Like just keep blending, draw a little, blend it, draw a little, blend it, and then keep going. And then I'll probably just do some strokes at the beginning. And I don't worry too much if I have to clean up a lot, because it is kind of looking a little crazy right now, but whenever I go in with concealer, it just comes all together. And then I'll brush my hairs all the way down, and then I will go ahead and just brush strokes. Just like that. And I like how it looks just kind of like messy and like bushy. That's just what I like. I love it. I don't know, I just love the way it looks. But that's all I'm going to do to this brow. And last year, whenever I did my review, I was just more like making it snatch, having a crisp line, and I like the way that this looks. And so I do the same thing to this eyebrow, but as you could tell right in here, like this part just never grows back. So I have to really fill in that area more than I did on this side, but like that. And then I'll go ahead and just do the same thing, brush it down. I don't have to do so much on this eyebrow, like on the top, as much as the other one. And that is just about it on this eyebrow. And another really good tip to do whenever you're like working on your eyebrows, because it has taken me, I want to say 2 years to get to this point that my brows are right now. They used to be extremely small, very thin. They literally looked like sperm eyebrows because I had so much at the beginning, and then it would get really, 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 really skinny. And if you looked at me from a distance, you couldn't even tell that I had eyebrows. So yeah, I would just be really patient. If your eyebrows aren't full and you're working on that, I do have a video, I think that I did 2 years, one last year and then one 2 years before that, of my eyebrows then. And a great tip is whenever you're wanting to know the width, bring your pencil up right here where that little crevice is on your nose. Bring it straight up, and you know that's where your eyebrow will begin. Just like that. And then whenever you get to the corner right here, you'll bring it straight up to the corner of your eye. And right where the end of your eye meets, that's usually where your arch is. As you can see, mine is right here. And then of course, at the very edge is where you can end your tail. I think everybody has personal preference on their tails of their eyebrows. I don't really care to bring mine as far out as the, you know, thing is telling me to. Like, it's telling me just to go a little bit more, and I just rather not. I like it the way they are. I like how I have them currently. And after I go ahead and fill them in, I'll go ahead and you can use any concealer that you have, or even foundation. I just make sure that it's in a shade a little bit lighter than what my skin tone is. I have been using the MAC, I think it's Diane Kendall, the Spring and Summer collection. I was using this top shade right here, but it's a little too light for my skin tone now that I'm a little bit more tan. So I use this one, and you can use it with any flat brush. I know e.l.f. has a lot of good ones. This one I've had for years. I don't even know. It's the E15 by Sigma. And it just makes it really easy to carve out your brows. So I start in the middle of where my brow is, and I just underline it and fix any spots that I may have overdone on my eyebrows. And then at this point, once I bring it down, if you need to blend any areas, just get your brush that you used for your crease with no additional product on it, and just sweep it over that area, and it just blends really, really smoothly. And I just think it makes a huge difference. If you could tell the difference between this brow versus this brow, it just lifts it and it makes it, your eye look, stand out. I love doing this. I've done it since the beginning of the year, I want to say, and it has made such a huge difference in my makeup routine that now whenever I go in with my eyeshadow, I'm not scared to go as high because I know I can always just clean it up. Okay, now once I go ahead and finish that, that's whenever I put my brow bone highlight. And I'm just going to go ahead and put one for the sake of the video. And I just put it on the highest point of my brow. And then drag it down. Just like that. And then now for the last step that completes this entire look is going ahead and sealing your eyebrows. That way they don't move throughout the day. I have been using the NYX Control Freak Eyebrow Gel. This is a great dupe for the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. I love this so much. It's very similar. It has a lot that comes out on the bristle, so I mean, it's very similar. I love it. And I just brush them through my brows. And I like to brush it kind of upwards. Like I said, I just really been liking that messy look. And plus it gives like that color back to your brows. Just like that. And yeah, that pretty much completes it. So yeah, that basically wraps up my updated brow routine. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.